Regarding adaptation, this becomes explicit when examining the treatise on passage, so well crafted and very enlightening. First, it demonstrates the character assigned to every component, without which the being cannot manifest in any environment. The first passage, then, is the sum of everything that composes the being, and is necessary for its action in that environment. This first figure, in itself, already explains the creation of each thing in its place. The second figure is that of the passage, meaning the being as a passenger and bearer of the passage that allows it to move through the environment. Once acclimated, when fragility weakens brutality, tenderness brings forth dormant elements and unveils the book itself. When the being is in a moment of rarity or madness, when its questioning about manipulators and false reality becomes more intense and evident, and when submission saddens it, this train, which carries beings beyond the experimental world, where the being does nothing but act under manipulation, passes by. Once on the train, external things are seen and clarified, through the windows that protect the being from their influences. In the silence of itself, the being understands how misinterpreted messages blinded it, in the face of exceedingly clear signs, which have been, and continue to be, delivered with great frequency. Every action is accompanied by an enlightening sign. A being, seemingly mad, with eyes fixed on these windows and in deep admiration, breathes with a certain relief and pleasure, for it vibrates with this book, that goes against the teachings received from the manifested world. This being no longer wants to influence anything, and above all, anyone, for it sees itself with greater clarity, and also sees what this means. Paradoxes that unmask illusion pass by one, just as the assumed personalities do when the being merely gives them life without assuming them, for the only way a personality can integrate is by disintegrating. The being, then, sees itself clearly in a non-existent life, where the greatest solitude is being surrounded, forced to take responsibility for things it did not do, but were done in its presence. For the being does not create what is already done, but it is through itself that the outline of what must be done takes shape. These windows also show the being attributing labels and titles to itself, when anything the being claims to be, is precisely what it is not. The being also observes mythologies attributed to anthropomorphic characteristics, along with other invented and illusory stories. This is a moment of recognizing the guilt and sins imposed upon it, which do not belong to it. Forgiveness, another illusion imposed as fundamental in this external world, is correctly understood as unnecessary in its very non-existence. On this train, now, travels a being, seemingly mad, who understands that what it thought it knew, it did not know, and that what it thought it did not know, it knew. It understands the moment when a sign once told it that happiness in the manifested world is among the most dangerous things. This is why it feels, though with some discomfort and unease, strangely happy. This mad being respects those who accept and allow themselves to be carried away by the misunderstanding of concepts that are poorly interpreted and misused, such as the concepts of life and truth. It feels profound love for those who seek to escape these concepts through the drugs of psychotropics and religions. It clearly understands those beings disguised as journalists, biographers, and historians who, confident in truths imposed upon them, tell news, biographies, and histories based on facts that have no veracity. Everything happens through the windows that open to the mad being and calm it, for there is neither offensiveness nor credit in the vision of the mad.